Hello everyone, this is MC Deck Discussions and I'm OhBSmall, and today I have another gameplay video in the Limited Environment Draft Tournament for Season 2. And I have decided to go with Spider-Ham, and for my next villain I'm taking on Red Skull. So I have done 4 practice games. The first 2 I lost. The second game I lost actually in the very first round, and then I revised my deck significantly. And then I did win my next 2 games. The first one pretty handily. The second one, like it was a endurance match, and finished off with like defeated Red Skull with 4 minions in play and 7 threat on the main scheme. So this can go, depending upon luck of the draw, it could go, be really challenging, or end up in a loss, or possibly go my way. So Red Skull definitely presents a challenge. So I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting that challenge here. All right, let's go ahead and start with the setup. As usual, I'll have timestamps so you can skip ahead. I'm going to do the setup. I'll show the deck just briefly because I'll do a separate video on the deck itself, deck discussion. And then we'll go going with the gameplay. So first of all, for the setup, put the red house into play. So here it is right here. Red Skull cannot take damage. With an interrupt, when a character thwarts this side scheme, they may use their ATK instead of their thwart. Shuffle every other side scheme into the side scheme deck and set it next to the encounter deck. So the side scheme deck is here, the encounter deck is here. Their discard piles are right next to each one respectively. And then lastly, set the sleeper aside out of play. I didn't do that ahead of time because I did want you to see how to do that on here in case anybody's interested. So I'm going to set up an out of play area. You can't really see me where my mouse is here because of the video, but down on the far right is a button that says OOP for out of play area. So I set that up over here. And so what I'm going to do is go to View, Shared, and then if I, View, Shared, and then go down to out of play, you'll see there's a 1 over here. So if I click on that, that's because the sleeper's in there. So I'm going to drag the sleeper out of there, so the sleeper is just handy for the gameplay. All right, next let's flip this over, and Red Skull is going to have a forced response on this main scheme. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. I put a marker on the side scheme and on Red Skull himself to try to remind me to do that right away after his turn begins. I'm starting to get better at that, but it's easy to forget to do it right away. Sometimes I don't forget to eventually do it, but sometimes I forget to do it right away. All right, so next is Red Skull with his 3 scheme and 1 attack. Note that Red Skull gets +1 ATK for each side scheme in play. He also has this when revealed, deal each player an encounter card, which is sitting right out here. And then for Peter Porker, notice he has 5 recovery, cartoon and civilian, and he has this cartoon power on his alter ego side response. After you make a basic recovery, place 1 toon counter on Peter Porker. You cannot do that right at the beginning of the game because you do have to be able to heal in order to use that ability. All right, now let's briefly go through the deck. All right, so we have a Justice deck here with 40 cards in it, and we have 9 allies, 8 of which were added: Ghost Spider, MaNemJeff, Nick Fury, Professor X, Spider. Oh, notice it's called Pig Team 6. And then we have Spider-Man Hobie Brown, Spider-Man and Peter Parker, and Spider-Man Paviter Provocateur. And then for our events, we have Across the Spider-Verse, 3 copies of For Justice, 2 copies of Making an Entrance. We have 2 player side schemes, Build Support and Superpower Training. And then for our resources, we have the usual doubles. And then on our supports, we have Helicarrier, Team Building, 2 copies of Team Building Exercise, and Web of Life and Destiny. And then in our upgrades, we have Heroic Intuition as well as Overwatch. All right, let's get started on the gameplay. Okay, let's drop our hand size. And this should be pretty good. I don't like it that I don't have an ally to start with, but I should get one pretty soon. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this as is, although this Across the Spider-Verse is a complete waste. So I could at least take the risk that I could maybe get one because of that. I'm just going to keep what I have. All right, let's head over to the other side. And then I'm going to use Petulant Pig after I get this into play. And I'm going to use the Daily Beagle to get Organic Physics into play. Note it has an interrupt, it's an upgrade. When your identity would take any amount of damage, discard this card, wiggle your body, and prevent all but one of that damage. And then we're going to use Petulant Pig. It has a hero action, stick your tongue out at the villain. There we go. The villain attacks you, draw 3 cards. All right, let's do it. So the villain's going to attack. So what Red Skull is attacking for 1, plus there's a side scheme, so 2, and get 1 card, plus 2 more, that's a total of 4. We're going to prevent all but 1 of that damage with Cartoon Physics. So we go down from 12 to 11. And then we'd better take a note at Spider-Ham's ability. First of all, he has 2 thwart, 1 attack, 1 defense. And each toon counter on Spider-Ham can be spent as if it were a wild resource. And he has this ability, which we're about to apply right now, Spider Nonsense, has this response. After Spider-Ham takes any amount of damage, place 1 toon counter on him. So we're going to place a toon counter on him because of that 1 damage. All right, and then now discard Cartoon Physics, and let's draw our 3 cards. Okay, there we go. That's what I was hoping for, is some kind of ally to get into play. Let's see what we can do next. Okay, I'm going to spend Making an Entrance and Ghost Spider to play across the Spider-Verse. So let's spend both of those and then play across the Spider-Verse. Exhaust a Web Warrior you control. That's a reason why I might have wanted to go with a different one. I forgot about that. Okay. All right, but we're going to go for this. Search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally, put it into play, then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. So we're going to then get Ghost Spider into play. Okay. And then I'm going to get Organic Webbing into play with this double. Okay. So that'll give Spider-Ham +1 thwart. So now he has 3 thwarts. So I'll put a thwart threat marker on him to indicate that. Has this hero action, exhaust Organic Webbing and remove 1 toon counter from him. That's right, he has a toon counter. By the way, in my practice plays, I very often forgot to use those toon counters. But it allowed me to acquire a fair number when I was playing. Remove 1 toon counter from him, and we'll be able to ready Spider-Ham. He gains the aerial trait until the end of the phase. So we are going to do that. So let's spend the toon counter and ready him. All right, and exhaust this, of course. Okay, so now he can remove 3 threat. So 1, 2, 3 gets rid of the red house, and now Red Skull can take damage. We are going to attack with Ghost Spider and deal 2 damage, taking down from 16 to 14. All right, and let's ready up and draw our hand size. Okay. All right, but we already have Organic Webbing in play, which is really nice. Okay. All right, so we've got Red Skull's turn. Let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. Get a side scheme into play. Mass Chaos, when revealed, each player discards the top 5 cards of their deck and places 1 threat here for each different type of resource icon they discarded this way. And then we won't be able to remove threat from the main scheme while this is out. All right, so 5 cards. Let's do that. So the first one is a mental. The second is a physical. The third one is a wild. The fourth one is a physical. The fifth one is a mental. So we didn't get an energy, so that's 4 of them. No, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And I want to make sure, so what I'm going to do is do this and look at the top 5 cards and make sure that I saw that correctly. So yeah, 1, 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of these. Yep, saw that right. Okay, so keep the order. All right. So let's see. It's his turn to attack now, right? All we did was put this out. All right. So Red Skull's going to attack. We're still at 11 health. I'm going to take this shot. So it's going to be 2 damage plus this card. 3, 4 damage. We go from 11 down to 7. And we get damaged. So we will put a toon counter on Spider-Ham. Okay. And then he gets 2 cards. Let's get the first one. Hydra Exo Soldier with toughness. And reveal your set-aside Nemesis minion and put it into play engaged with you. Okay, so here we go, the Green Gobbler. And I actually didn't have this appear in any of my games, so I better familiarize myself with the Green Gobbler. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 4 life, cartoon and criminal, forced response. After the Green Gobbler engages you, discard all counters from each card you control. So we discard the Toon counter. We discard the damage token from Ghost Spider. Okay, got it. All right, next, reveal your set-aside Nemesis side scheme and put it into play. All right, so that, okay, so that's going to allow for an extra encounter card next turn, because that wasn't there at the beginning here yet. Okay. When defeated, the Green Gobbler attacks the player who defeated this scheme. If the Green Gobbler is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for him and put him into play engaged with the player who defeated the scheme. And it has 3 threat on it. And then shuffle the rest of your set-aside Nemesis encounter set into the encounter deck of your Nemesis minion. We can ignore the rest. All right, so shuffle the rest into the encounter deck. All right, so note that when this gets defeated, I need to make sure to put it into the side scheme discard pile. It doesn't automatically go there when the discard button is X, that discards a card, but it doesn't automatically go into the side scheme deck. So I'm gonna have to drag it there when I defeat it. So hopefully I remember to do that, but I should be able to remember to do it. All right, that's it for Shadow of the Past, and it's our turn. So let's see what we can do now. All right, first thing I'm going to do is remove the threat from this scheme. So it's nice we have 3 thwart right now. So let's go ahead and remove that from here. Okay. And then the when defeated applies, so the Green Gobbler is going to attack us for 2 damage. So we go from 7 down to 5, and we're going to get a Toon counter on us now. Okay. All right, now that we have a Toon counter, that gives us a wild, which is good because we're going to spend that wild, that Toon counter, plus a physical. We'll do team building exercise. I do need more setup, but we got to make sure we don't get too dangerous. So yeah, I'm going to do team building exercise, and then one of these energies. Let's just do swinging web pig, and that's 3 different resources which we need in order to play Spider-Man for his requirement. Let me double check these top 3 cards here. And, it should be just the top 2, yeah. Okay, keep order. Just check the top 2, right? So we got 2 different ones, plus we had our wild. All right. Okay, so now I have to decide, because we could get superpower training out. Yes, let's get superpower training out. Okay. And then we're going to have Spider-Man attack the Green Gobbler for 2 damage, and then Ghost Spider attack for 2 damage as well and defeat the Green Gobbler. And I forgot about this. And then when Spider-Man does attack, he can ready a Web Warrior, right? After Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another Web Warrior character, ready that character. That's his response. So we're going to ready Spider-Ham. And then we're going to have Spider-Man use his 3 threat to remove all 3 threat from superpower training. And then when defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific upgrade and put it into play. All right. Oh, that's the wrong place. Let's put that into the victory display. Okay. All right. So now we can get an upgrade. Let's go find one. Upgrades. Here it is, the huge wooden hammer. All right, so let's get that huge wooden hammer into play now too. And then keep the order. And let's put 1 extra. Now Spider-Ham gets +1 ATK, so I'm going to put a damage token on him to represent that. And then it has this hero interrupt. When Spider-Ham makes a basic attack, exhaust huge wooden hammer and remove 1 Toon counter from Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham gets +2 ATK for that attack, and that attack gains overkill. All right, so let's ready up and draw our hand size. Oh, Web of Life and Destiny. All right. Okay, so Red Skull starts his turn, add 1 threat to the main scheme, put out another side scheme, censor the past, has 3 threat on it. We'll read the rest when we defeat it. He's going to attack for 1, 2, 3, plus a boost card. We are going to defend with Ghost Spider. Exhaust a character you control. Let's exhaust Spider Ham. Okay. All right, but that was enough, 3 damage anyway, to defeat Ghost Spider. And then Ghost Spider has this interrupt. When Ghost Spider leaves play, search your deck for an identity-specific event and add it to your hand. What do we have in our hand right now? We have Petulant Pig, Hogwashed, MaNemJeff for Justice. Okay, all right, so let's see what we have. Let's look at our events. They are events, right? Yeah. Okay, so we could get a Swinging Web Pig. I don't think so. Yeah, that's a nice little emergency item right now, so I think I actually will take that one. All right, shuffle up the deck. And then Hydra Exo Soldier will attack for 2. We're going to take that damage, so 2 damage, and get a tune counter on us. And then let's get the encounter card. Let's see what it is. Exhaust a character you control for each side scheme in play. I am not wanting to do that, so we're going to use I don't think so. Hero Interrupt. When you reveal a card from the encounter deck, remove 1 tune counter from Spider Ham. Let's remove that. Say, I don't think so, in your best Spider Ham voice. Cancel the effects of that card and discard it. All right. Oh, we also have to play this. There's no way I'm using this card, so we'll use that one to pay for. I don't think so. There we go. All right. Okay, so cancel that card and discard it. Okay, very good. Now we have to decide if we're going to prioritize Hydra Exo Soldier or these side schemes. All right, first let's get Web of Life and Destiny out. That's a super high priority item. And then let's attack with Spider-Man, taking 1 consequential, getting rid of the tough status. And then that'll ready Spider-Ham. And then Spider-Ham will remove the 3 threat, right? Because he has 3 threat removal. So 3 thwart, so 1, 2, 3, okay? When defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into their deck. So let's do that. So let's see what we want to put back. Overwatch might be wise right now, actually. Let's see. I do want cartoon physics for sure, and we do have 2 of those here. Oh, let's get across the Spider-Verse. And then, yeah, we might want Overwatch. Let's get Overwatch as well. All right, and shuffle that encounter deck. Okay. All right, and then we're going to play for Justice. So we'll use these 2 cards here to play for Justice, and note that one of them was a mental, MaNemJeff. Okay. Okay. Remove 3 threat from scheme, 4 threat instead. That doesn't really matter. 3 threat does the job of getting rid of mass chaos. All right, so we're going to stay on this side. We could lose if we stay on this side, actually. So I'm not going to take that risk. So more than likely, we're going to lose this first version of the main scheme here. So let's flip to our alter ego side, ready up, and draw our hand size. Okay. All right, so Red Skull's turn, add 1 threat to the main scheme, put in the next one. Hydra Patrol, it doesn't apply till when defeated there, has 2 threat on it. So we'll just wait till it's defeated to read the rest. And then Red Skull's going to scheme for 3 plus just 3. So 1, 2, 3. If this card resolves during an undefeated attack, discard a support you control. Okay, sweet. Okay, that was a little good timing for that. All right, but this is still going to happen. 2 more threat on the main scheme from Hydra Exo Soldier defeating the main scheme. When revealed, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. And that's going to be Hydra Reinforcement, which is not great. So that is going to put 2 encounter cards out. All right, and force response after resolving. Oh, the same as before. Once we get 11 on here, that will defeat the main scheme. Okay, so his encounter cards have not come out yet, though, so he is going to get 2 right away. Here's the first one. Put 2 threat on each scheme in play. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And next one, another Hydro Exo Soldier. All right. So as you can see, we are not in fantastic shape here, but for sure we're going to need to heal up. So we're going to heal, use our recovery to heal for 5, get back up to 8, and that will do the cartoon power and place a toon counter on Peter Porker. All right, and we'll now flip over to hero side. We're then going to do what? Hold on. Okay, actually, this is going to be to our benefit. So we're going to play for justice using our double here, which is a mental. So remove 4 threat. And so we're going to defeat Hydra Reinforcements. And when defeated, the player who defeated this scheme discards a non-elite minion. So we will then discard the one that has toughness on it. So we don't have to deal with that anymore. So that part's lucky. Now let's see what we want to do next. All right, let's go ahead and attack the Hydro Exo Soldier with Spider-Man. So dealing 2 damage, taking our last consequential, he gets defeated. Web of Life and Destiny triggers, and I'll read this the very first time here. We were able to ignore the cost of this when we were on our Web Warrior side. Hopefully that's when I put it out. A response, after a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player, that player draws 1 card. So we draw a card. Okay. So that's not bad. Oh, also though, Spider-Man's response occurred, so we get to ready Spider-Ham. All right, let's attack with Spider-Ham, and we have 1 toon counter on us, and we're going to use our huge wooden hammer. So he currently has 2 attack. So use the huge wooden hammer, take off a toon counter. Okay. So we exhaust huge wooden hammer, remove a toon counter from Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham gets +2 ATK for that attack and overkill. So his attack is actually 4, dealing 1 extra damage to Exo Soldier, so therefore dealing a point of damage to Red Skull. Okay. All right, then we're going to play Across the Spider-Verse. We're going to use Heroic Intuition and Penny Parker, I think, to play Across the Spider-Verse. It's not really going to matter, right? Okay. All right, so play Across the Spider-Verse. We're going to, once again, exhaust a Web Warrior card. So exhaust this card here. Okay. Search your deck. Your discard pile for Web Warrior, put it into play, choose a player, and then we can ignore the rest. We're not going to be able to do the rest. All right, let's get an ally, and there it is. We're going to put Spider-Man back out. Okay. All right, and then keep the order there. Okay, and then we're going to attack with Spider-Man, dealing 2 damage to Red Skull, and now readying Spider-Ham again. And then Spider-Ham is going to thwart here on Hydra Patrol. And then we're going to play Making an Entrance. So that'll be, he has 3 thwart to begin with. This is 2 more thwart. And notice it says when your hero makes a basic thwart, get +2 thwart for that thwart. After that thwart ends, if your hero removed all threat from a scheme, that way heal 2 damage from your hero. So that will remove all threat from Hydra Patrol. Okay. So we're going to heal 2 damage, back up to 10 now. Okay. And then when defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, puts it into play, engage with them, shuffle the encounter deck. If necessary. Let's see if it's necessary. Yes, it'll be necessary because we're going to go into the encounter deck. Okay, so where is the one that I want? Here we go. We're going to put in to play Hydra Regular. Shuffle the deck. All right, has Insight 1, but that was put into play, so Insight does not occur, does not trigger. All right. And so now they're in play. Let's ready up and draw our hand size. Okay, let's see what we have here. All right. So pretty good, but also not exactly what I was hoping for, but we'll make it work. All right, let's go. Red Skull, add 1 threat to the main scheme. Oh, that's really dangerous. We have seriously got to get threat off that main scheme. Add 1 more card here. Prison Camps. Okay, that's a good card to have out if we can take care of it. And then Red Skull is going to attack. I'm going to let him hit us. So he's attacking for 1, 2, 3. So we take 3 damage, 10 down to 7. Put a tune counter on Spider-Ham. Hydra Regular is going to attack. We're going to take that damage, 2 more. Get another tune counter. Then get his encounter card. Give Red Skull a tough status card. And Red Skull attacks you. All right, so that's infinite power. He has 2 of these infinite powers and 2 advances. I think we've only seen 1 advance so far. Let's look at the treacheries that have been discarded. Yes, we've seen Shadow of the Past. Oh, not even 1 advance yet. Yeah, so we could still be in trouble with the advances. Okay. All right, so we can't really take that another hit, right? Because 1, 2... Oh, maybe we can. Hold on. 1, 2, and if we defend, then we defend for 1. Okay, we're going to defend for 1. And here's his boost card. And what is it? If you are in hero form, the villain attacks you after this activation. Do not deal any boost cards for that attack. Okay, so he dealt 2 damage to us, bringing us down from 5 to 4, giving us another tune counter. And then now he attacks us again. And for 2 more, we're going to let that happen as well. We're down to 1, and we get another tune counter. Okay, so now we have 4 tune counters, which I better make sure to use, and we are going to use them. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, on our turn here, we're going to get Overwatch into play. And it says, attached to a scheme, max 1 per scheme. When any amount of threat is removed from attached scheme by a thwart, discard this card, remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. All right, so what we're going to do then is we're going to do this. Ooh, so interesting. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to attack the Hydra Regular with Spider-Man and defeat him. All right, then that readies Spider-Ham. Then Spider-Ham has 3 thwart. So wait, not yet. Let's use 1. Yeah, let's use 1, 2 tune counters plus Nick Fury to play Swinging Web Pig and deal 6 damage to the villain, which unfortunately only gets the tough off. Okay. But it also confuses the enemy. Okay. And then Spider-Ham is going to use his 3 thwart to defeat Prison Camps. Okay. And then when defeated, the player who defeated this searches their deck and discard pile for an ally, puts it into play. We're going to put Nick Fury into play and draw 3 cards with his draw 3 cards ability, Forced Response. Okay. All right. And then now that that was defeated, Overwatch applies. Oh, it was a hero interrupt. When any amount of threat is removed, remove the same amount from another scheme, so we can move 3 threat from the main scheme as well and get that in. Now we're in a lot less danger. All right, next. Okay, I'm going to get this team building exercise into play with Helicarrier and... No, let's use Helicarrier to get build support into play. Let's use Swinging Web Pig. Man, I'd like to start doing some damage, though. Yeah, let's use team building exercise to get Cartoon Physics into play. I'm going to put it over here so I remember it's out there. Okay. All right. Okay, and we still have these. Oh, we still have these. Okay, so let's use, yes, let's use organic webbing. Exhaust it, remove a tune counter, and ready Spider Ham. And then we're going to have Nick Fury attack for 2 damage. Okay. And then Spider Ham's going to flip. He's going to recover 5, back up to 6, from 1 to 6, and put on another tune counter. So he now has 2 of those. Okay. All right, and he's confused. Okay, let's ready up and draw our hand size. Okay. Oh, it gets an extra encounter card. I don't like that because super bad luck could lose us the game with that. All right, add 1 threat to the main scheme. He's no longer confused. Get an extra encounter card. Oh, let's put this out first. Oh, this could be bad. That's right, the sleeper. Okay, so the sleeper comes into play now. And that means that the sleeper should have come out to play right away and added 1 threat to the main scheme after the confuse. Okay, now the 2 encounter cards. Okay. Here's the first one, villain schemes. Okay, that's what I was fearing. The thing I'm really fearing is getting a second one, either that or his other card that can do the same. He has one more, like infinite power, I think it's called. Okay, so let's see what he gets with his. So he's doing threat scheming for 3 plus this card 4, 5. That is big. So it goes from 3 up to 8. All right, here's the second one, and it's a Hydra soldier that has guard. All right. Oh, I should have read this. The Sleeper Awakened. This scheme cannot leave play while the Sleeper is in play. When revealed, put the Sleeper into play, engage with the first player. When the Sleeper is defeated, remove this card from the game. And then the Sleeper is 1 scheme, 3 attack, has guard, retaliate 1, and toughness. When revealed, the Sleeper engages the first player. When defeated, remove the Sleeper from the game. And that's the end of their turn, and Nick Fury is going to be discarded. All right. So let's see what we can do next. All right, let's heal up some more. So 5 more from 6 up to 11. So that's just 1 away from his full healing. And again, with his alter ego ability, that gives him 1 more tune counter. So he's up to 3 of those. Let's flip over and let's see. Let's attack the Hydra soldier. Hold on. Oh man, we've got a lot we need to do. Okay. Let's attack the sleeper. Okay, get that tough status off. There we go, finally. Okay, and he gets discarded for his consequential damage, and we draw a card because of Web of Life and Destiny, and we get Across the Spider-Verse. Okay, oh, and after he attacked, now Spider Ham's available. Okay, that's not bad at all. Let's right away use this strength to play Across the Spider-Verse, and we're going to get Peter Parker back. Okay, exhaust a Web Warrior card, boom. Search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally, put it into play, then choose a player. I am going to read that this time. Oh no, there's only 1 Web Warrior there, so it's not going to matter. Okay. All right, let's see, yeah, because we could choose a player, spend 3 resources of any type to repeat the ability, but there are no other Web Warrior allies in the discard pile, so that doesn't matter. All right, now let's see what we want to do next. All right, let's remove 3 threat from the main scheme by thwarting, get rid of this build support or defeat it, and then now we can grab a support anywhere, basically, and put it into play if it costs 3 or less. So not there. Let's look at the supports here. Oh, Helicarrier is in our hand. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. However, instead of retracting, I could put one of these in, and then I could use those to. Okay, let's do this. Shuffle that up. Okay, we'll get team building exercise out this way. All right, then we'll use Spider-Man to attack the Hydra Soldier, dealing 2 damage, and ready Spider-Ham. And then I'm going to play Ham It Up, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each toon counter on Spider-Ham. Oh, hold on. If I have a Spider-Ham attack, he has Retaliate. Okay, what I'm going to do is use 2 toon counters as wild resources, plus 1 swinging web pig. Oh, no. Plus use team building exercise to reduce the cost of swinging web pig, of this swinging pig. So that's 3 altogether, basically. And deal 6 damage to an enemy. We're going to defeat the sleeper, which will remove him from the game. So we'll put him in the out of play area here. And that also remove the sleeper awakened and put that in the out of play area. All right. And we can ignore the rest because that can't confuse him. Okay. All right. And then let's play Ham It Up to remove 3 threat from the main scheme because we have 3. Oh, I meant to do that first. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. I did Ham It Up first and while we had 3 toon counters out and remove 3 threat. The only reason I didn't do that at first is because I thought maybe I would just do a basic attack with Ham and then get a retaliate damage. So I had thought about doing it that way instead. Oh, which I really could have done. Oh, shoot. No, there is a reason how that could have worked. I tried to work it out, but I didn't. But now, okay, so I'm going to reverse. I'm going to use the back arrow button, which will reverse all the things that happened there. Okay. All right. That should be enough. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so last thing that happened was Spider-Man had attacked, and that readied us. Okay, so yes, I can actually attack the sleeper. This will work out. Okay, so I can attack the sleeper for 2 damage. All right, so got him for 2 damage. Okay, and he retaliates now. Okay, so retaliate 1. So we take a damage. We go from 11 down to 10, and that gives us another toon counter. All right. So now we can play Ham It Up. Okay. All right, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each toon counter on Spider-Ham. So we can remove 4 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 down from 8 to 4. All right. Okay. And then we're going to use organic webbing, exhaust it, and remove a toon counter in order to ready Spider-Ham and give him aerial. Okay. So now he has 3 toon counters, readies him. And then now he's going to attack the sleeper and deal 2 damage, plus we're going to use the wooden hammer to remove a threat, to remove a toon counter and add 2 more to ATK and overkill. So he does 4 damage to the sleeper, so 1 extra will go to Red Skull, down to 8. And it defeats the sleeper, who now will go into the out of play area, along with the sleeper awakened. All right. Then we will use team building exercise. Let me see. Wait, if he adds 1, that would be at 5. Then he could do 6 more. He could still defeat that, huh? Man. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to actually remove some more threat from the main scheme. Okay, so let's use let's discard Helicarrier and 1 of these swinging web pigs to play for Justice. Neither of those were mental, so we will remove 3 more threat from the main scheme. Yeah, we're going to leave it at that. Let's ready up, draw our hand size, and now it's Red Skull's turn. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. Get our side scheme. Discard 5 cards from the deck. Place 1 threat here for each different type of resource. Okay, so here we go. So the first one is a mental. The second card is a wild. Third one is an energy. Fourth one is an energy. And the 5th one is an energy, so that was 3 different cards. Again, I'm going to double check the top 5 cards for that, right? So we see, 1, 2, 3 different types. Okay. All right, then he's going to attack for 1, plus this is 2. plus this card here. We're going to let that attack happen. Makes 3, 4, 5. Great timing to have cartoon physics out. So we're going to use that and only take 1 damage and get another toon counter. Okay. All right, I forgot to use my toon counters last turn. Darn it. Unbelievable. All right, and then the Hydra Soldier is going to attack for 2, dealing 2 more damage to us now, 9 down to 7. Add a toon counter. All right, get his encounter card attached to a side scheme. Okay. And when attached side scheme is defeated, deal the first player an encounter card. All right, so we might end up with 2 of those if we defeat this 2. All right, back to our turn. Overwatch is an interrupt. When this is defeated, then the interrupt would apply. No, when it's removed, it would apply. So it applies too early to remove that threat. I assume that's true, that I can't remove this threat and then apply the Overwatch to that. So I'm just going to assume that's the case. All right. So what I'm going to do is let Spider-Ham remove this threat from the scheme here. So he has 3 thwart. Okay. And Mass Chaos is defeated. And then now this applies, we are being dealt an encounter card. All right, then we're going to have Spider-Man Peter Parker attack. That's going to ready us. That defeats the Hydra Soldier, who is also going to give us another encounter card. So now we have 2 of those, so we're going to get at least 3. Okay, so I'm glad that we did something about this here. But it is definitely time to use this so he can be confused, put us in a little bit of safety's sake here. We have a Ham It Up again. We could easily use that to remove that threat. Let's do this first. So let's see. We're going to use Team Building Exercise to decrease the cost of swinging a Web Pig. We'll use Overwatch as well. And one of our toon counters to play Swinging Web Pig, and deal 6 damage to him and confuse him. So he goes 8 down to 2. So that puts us in a lot better shape because he has a confuse on him, staying on this side. And then let's get Spider into play. So use 1 of these plus, let's use Petulant Pig and get, so we use 1 toon counter and Petulant Pig to get this out into play. And then let's go ahead and just use Ham It Up to remove the remaining threat, puts us in good shape. We will then attack for, I want to keep those toon counters, so we're just going to attack for 2. Oh, that works out. We're going to defeat Red Skull. Goes to stage 3. It still gets +1 ATK for each side scheme. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. Okay, all right. Well, we're going to have face 4 encounter cards here, so maybe that wasn't the best plan. Maybe we should have waited till next time. All right, well, we did it. So let's attack while we're at it. And we'll attack for 1 damage, taking him from 20 down to 19. Okay. All right, let's ready up and draw our hand size. Okay. And hopefully I didn't make a just awful mistake there. All right, add 1 threat to the main scheme. Get out the next one of these. Okay, Hydra Patrol. All right, here we go. He's going to attack for 2, 3, plus this card here. I'm debating whether I want to defend. Let's defend with Spider-Man. Okay, just 2 damage. Unfortunate that it wasn't more that we prevented, but that did get rid of an assault. So that means that we have 1 fewer assault to worry about at least. Okay. All right. We drew a card because of Web of Life and Destiny. I forgot to say that. Okay, now let's get the 4th encounter card. Here's the first one. Take 2 damage. So we go from 7 down to 5. You are confused. And then we're not already confused, ignore the rest. Okay, so it does not search. Next encounter card. Discard an upgrade or support you control. Man, it's good timing to have huge wooden hammer. I'm going to get rid of team building exercise. All right. Give to the Peter Porker player. So our obligation. Okay, so we're going to choose the first one. Flip to our alter ego. Exhaust Peter Porker and remove one toon counter from him. Okay, we'll do that. Remove a toon counter. Okay. I really want a hot dog. And we can remove this. Remove I really want a hot dog from the game. Oh, I didn't have to say that. I thought I had to say it. Okay, but we just removed it from the game. Okay? And now we're on alter ego side. So that's not too bad. All right. And we get another Hydra soldier who has guard. Okay. All right, and then we're about to get another with Hydra Patrol. Okay. All right, so let's go here, our turn. Okay, let's take Spider here and remove the rest of the threat from Hydra Patrol. Hold on, let me make sure. I got interrupted. I got to make sure this is what was supposed to be next. Okay, that it's my turn. And it looks like that's true. So remove the rest of the threat. Taking 2 consequential. Afterwards, when defeated, each player searches the encounter deck for Hydra. All right, so let's look for a Hydra minion. Usual one. There it is. Okay, once again, the Insight does not apply because it's being put into play. So I got that out of the discard pile. All right. Okay, and that is defeated. All right, now Spider, this is the first time for this one. So when defeated, add Spider to your hand. If she was defeated by taking excess consequential damage, note that you can only play her when you control a Web Warrior card. But even when we're alter ego side, if I did happen to play it, we have the Web of Life and Destiny, which is a Web Warrior card. So we can always do that. Okay, so comes back into hand, and we draw a card due to Web of Life and Destiny. Okay, let's see what we want to do next. All right, that's a little tough being confused, and we can't heal up. Let's go to hero side. Let's see what we can get away with. All right, we do have 1 toon counter, so we could use that to get ready. So we'll probably do that. So first, though, let's get team building exercise into play. So I'm going to use Petulant Pig. No. I'm going to use making an entrance and another making an entrance to get team building exercise in. Then let's use team building exercise and heroic intuition to get Penny Parker into play. We'll have her attack for 1 on the Hydra regular. And then, yeah, maybe we won't ready. So I think I'd like to get another one of these into play. So let's go ahead and use the toon counter as a resource, plus Spider-Man Pavitr and Petulant Pig to play Spider-Man Hobie Brown. He'll attack and deal 1 damage to the Hydra regular. All right, so that leaves this one out in play still. Okay, let's ready up and draw our hand size. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. He's confused. Did I forget to get rid of that confuse? Oh man, I'm pretty sure I did forget to get rid of that. Okay, let me pause the recording. I'm going to back up till I go back there and see if that's what I forgot to do. Oh, you know what? I don't think he did, because we got put into our. We got put under the side by a treachery, right? By the obligation. Oh, by the obligation. All right. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But so much time passed while I had to pause to go help my wife. Let me check on that. Okay, I am pretty sure that's what happened. So he still has his confused then. All right, so that is helpful. Okay, so I think I added 1 threat to the main scheme. Did I remember to do that already? Let's see. Okay, yes, it appears that I did. Okay, then bring out the next side scheme card. Okay. All right, the red house is out here again, so he cannot, Red Skull cannot take damage. He's going to attack. We're going to defend with, who do I want to use in this case? Let's use Spider-Man Hobie Brown. Okay. And that'll be 1, 2, if this resolved during an undefended attack. Okay, we can ignore that. So that's 2 damage, which is enough to defeat Spider-Man Hobie Brown. And then that triggers his interrupt. We're going to draw a card because of Web of Life and Destiny. I'm going to do that right now so I don't forget. And then when Spider-Man leaves play, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, deal damage to the villain equal to the number of boost icons discarded this way. All right, here we go. First one, 2 boost icons, 0 there, but we did get rid of it in advance, and 3 more. So a total of 5. So he goes from 19 down to 14. And we were able to get rid of an advance. So that means both advances are there, and 1 or 2 of those other ones, let's see, both advances plus 1 infinite power. So there's 1 infinite power left that he can still scheme or attack with, depending upon which side I'm on. All right, so let's keep that. Okay, so he just attacked. So now Hydra Soldier attacks for 2. So we'll go from 5 down to 3, and we'll get a tune counter for taking damage. Okay. And then get an encounter card and attach to Red Skull. Okay. When Red Skull activates, give him an additional boost card for each side scheme in play, then discard this card. All right, good to know. All right, our turn. Okay, let's start by removing 2 threat from the main scheme. Maybe from the main scheme. Yeah, let's do that. And then taking 2 consequential, defeating with excess damage, so we go to the hand and draw us a card. Then let's try to thwart, but we can't, so we'll get rid of the confuse instead. And then, let's see. All right, let's use team building exercises to reduce the cost of Ghost Spider, and also use the Genius for a total of 3. Basically, a total of 3. Ghost Spider will then attack for 2, dealing 2 damage to Hydra Soldier. All right, then let's get MaNemJeff out. So we'll use 1, 2 cards there to get, we need a third, to get MaNemJeff out. And then we'll look at the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X is the number of Web Warrior cards that we control. So we control 1, 2, 3, 4 Web Warrior cards. And then we can discard 1 of the cards looked at and put the rest back in any order. So let's look at the top 4 cards. So X cards, 4, there we go. All right, so there's infinite power. I would love to get rid of that. Let's see, if this card was during an undefended attack, discard a support you control. Okay. All right, yeah, let's get rid of infinite power. And as far as the order is concerned, if we go to Alter Ego, he's confused. And so the next card would be the next card that comes out. So I wouldn't mind that being this card right here, just placing 2 threat on each scheme. We'd have a lot of thwarting to do after that. Would that be easier to take care of, or easier to take care of the Hydra Flame Soldier? No, yeah, 2 thwart on every scheme could be kind of bad, huh? Yeah, we'll go with this. All right. Okay, keep the order. All right, and then let's use this tune counter. Yeah, I've got a choice to make here. Yeah, let's use this tune counter and organic webbing. Exhaust it to ready Spider hand, and he gets to get readied here, and he has aerial. So we could either defeat the Hydra Soldier, and then we get an extra encounter card, or the Red House. We're going to defeat the Red House. And we're going to have MaNemJeff actually deal 1 damage to this Hydra Soldier now. And then we're going to get this cartoon physics out. And then we'll flip to alter ego side. Then we're going to ready up and draw our hand size. Okay. Oh, I forgot he gets the extra encounter card. Bah! So I did kind of blow that because I forgot we only had 1 card left in our deck. All right. His turn. Let's see what he'll do and then what we can do. All right, let's put 1 thread on the main scheme. And then Red Skull is no longer confused. And then the Hydra Soldier will put 1 more thread on the main scheme. And then we have 1 encounter card and get out another. Here's the first one. So we now have a Hydra Flame Soldier in play. And here's the next one. Place 2 threat on each scheme in play. First of all, I forgot to discard the red house, and then I did forget to bring out the next one of these side schemes. So we have Censor the Past out as well. Okay, now place 2 threat on each side scheme. So 1, 2, and 1, 2. So that's up to 5 now. So that does leave, it is quite a bit. However, it looks like we have some pretty good stuff here in hand. So let's see what we can do. Let's heal up for 5 from 3 up to 8. Okay, and that'll give us a tune counter. Okay. And then flip over to our hero side. All right, let's go ahead and play Petulant Pig. 0 cost. Stick out your tongue at the villain. The villain attacks you, draw 3 cards. So he's attacking for 2, 3, but also he has this Force Interrupt. When Red Skull activates, give him an additional boost card for each side scheme in play, then discard this card. So there's 1 side scheme in play. So he's going to get his usual boost card plus another boost card. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. And we will let Cartoon Physics prevent all but 1 of that. So we take 1 damage going from 8 down to 7. And that gives us another tune counter. And we will then draw 3 cards. Not an encounter card. 1, 2, 3 cards. All right. Let's see if that does anything for us. Okay, let's start by attacking the Hydra Soldier with MaNemJeff. Okay, that's 1 damage, defeating him, and when defeated, he gets an encounter card. All right. Okay. Very frustrated there. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. Then we have, there's the encounter card. He's defeated. And we still have this guy to deal with. Okay. Now that gets MaNemJeff discarded and we draw a card. I drew the card too soon, but there's Spider-Man now. Okay, so I like that. So what do we have here to get Spider-Man out? Let's see, we need 3 different resources to get him into play. We could use Captain Americat, the Daily Bugle, and making an entrance. No, let's use Heroic Intuition, the Daily Bugle, and Captain Americat to play Spider-Man. So 3 different resources. Then Spider-Man will attack for 2 damage on the Hydra Flame Soldier, readying us. And then now we will attack for... Oh, I should think this through. Let's see, how much damage can we do here? Why don't we do some other damage first just to see how much we can do here. Okay, let's use a Swinging Web Pig. So we've got Team Building Exercise. Let's exhaust that to reduce its cost by 1. And then let's use the Strength, the double, to play Swinging Web Pig, dealing 6 damage. Oh, this should have been discarded after he attacked. Swinging Web Pig deals 6 damage, so it goes from 14 down to 8. And then confuse him. Okay. All right. And then we have I don't think so here. So I like that. Yeah, let's play I don't think so. We're going to use making an entrance to play I don't think so. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Let's use a tune counter to play I don't think so. All right. Oh, I don't think it was the one that denies the encounter card. Okay, I forgot about that. Here, let's flip that over to remind myself. So that changes things then. Let's put that encounter card, the tune counter, back for a sec. We're going to attack with Ghost Spider to deal 2 damage to Hydra Flame Soldier and take a consequential. And then, yeah, I thought that was a different card. So we want to remove some threat here. All right. Let's remove, let's see, we can remove 3 threat, and then let's use, I'm actually going to use this energy to play, oh, no, we won't. We use a tune counter, there we go, to play, help us play making an entrance. So we're removing 3 threat. This lets us remove 2 more threat. So all of this from Censor the Past. And we get to heal for 2. Yes, because we removed all threat from the scheme. Okay. And then when defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile, shuffles them into their deck. So let's see what we have here. Okay. Swinging Web Pig might be nice to get back in there. And then Cartoon Physics would be nice. And let's get an extra Petulant Pig. Yeah, that takes good timing to make that worthwhile. So I might do Madam Web or the Strength. Let's get the Strength back. Okay. Oh, we already have a double in our hand. Here, let me undo that so it goes back where it's supposed to go. There we go. Yeah, we already have a double in our hand. I'm going to put Madam Web back instead. All right. So let's shuffle, not this, shuffle the deck. Okay. All right, and then I don't want to waste this tune counter because we want to be able to play this card, and it takes a tune counter to be able to play it. Okay. All right, so we'll leave it at that. So we're in hopefully pretty good shape here. We do have this threat, but we're on hero side, so even if he schemes, we're okay there. And I don't know that he can scheme. So let's look at our discard pile for a second, the treacheries. So we've gotten rid of Infinite Power twice and the advances. Those are the only cards that can make him scheme. And he has 7 cards left. Okay. Alrighty, let's go. Let's ready up. Draw our hand size. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. And get the next one out. Hydra Reinforcement. So, okay, so he already has 1 of these. He's going to get 2 more. Okay. All right, so he's going to get attack first, though, and we're going to defend with Ghost Spider. And so he attacks for 2, 3, 4, 5, defeating Ghost Spider. And then when Ghost Spider leaves play, search your deck for an identity-specific event and add it to your hand. That's an interrupt, so that's going to happen first. Okay, so event and swinging Web Pig. We need some threat removal, actually, don't we? Yeah, because how much threat can we remove? Oh, we can remove quite a bit of threat right now. So let's get the swinging Web Pig, shuffle the deck, and then now trigger Web of Life and Destiny for Ghost Spider leaving play. So we'll get another card here. And there's some more threat removal. Okay. All right, now here's his first encounter card. He's going to get 2 more. So gets 1, 2. Okay. All right. And then let's flip the first one, and we have this ready. So let's see what we get. Has Quick Strike. We'll let that happen. So he attacks us for 2. We go from 9 down to 7, and we're going to get another tune counter for that damage. Next one. With Insight 1, that's going to add one more threat to the main scheme. We'll let that happen. And one last one with guard. There we go. That's the one. Okay, so we're going to play, I don't think so. We're going to use one tune counter to play it. Okay. All right, so when you reveal a card from the encounter deck, remove one tune counter from the spider ham. So let's remove one. Okay. And then we say, I don't think so, and cancel the effects of that card and discard it. So we cancel the effects of Hydra Soldier and discard it. So we don't have to worry about that guard or the when defeated afterwards. All right, let's see what we can do with what's remains. So we're going to first, that's going to be nice too. Okay, let's first remove 3 threat. Let's use Spider Ham to remove 3 threat from the main scheme. So it goes from 6 down to 3. Then Spider-Man is going to remove 2 threat from Hydra reinforcements. And when defeated, player who defeated this scheme discards a non-elite minion. We're going to discard the Hydra Jet Trooper. All right, and that's going to ready Spider-Ham. And then let's make sure what we want to do next. All right, so next let's use team building exercise and the energy here to play Swinging Web Pig and deal 6 damage to an enemy. So bringing Red Skull down from 8 to 2 and confuse him. He's already confused. Okay. All right, next. Then we will play Spider-Man Paviter here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And after Spider-Man enters play, remove 1 threat from scheme for each Web Warrior card you control, including him. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That removes all the threat from the main scheme. Then we will attack with Spider-Man on Red Skull, and then we will attack with Spider-Ham. And unfortunately, we did use up all of our tune counters, so we don't have a tune counter to trigger Huge Wooden Hammer, but we can still do 2 damage to the Hydra regular and clear everything out. So he has only 1 to go, and he's confused. So all we have to do now is clear out whatever he brings at us, and we have the game. So hopefully nothing weird happens to ruin it for us. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. Bring out the next card, Prison Camps. Okay, so we have to get rid of that. He's going to attack. We will defend with, let's see, he attacks for 2, 3. Yeah, we will defend with this Spider-Man Paviter. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, defeating him, drawing us a card. Okay. And then he gets 1 encounter card and attached to Red Skull, and his attacks gain piercing and range, and he gets +1/+1. Okay, and we can discard it if we do 3 resources. All right, so it looks like we have plenty to just finish this game up. So first, let's take care of Prison Camps. Remove 3 threat from it. Get our discard pile on deck for any ally, put it into play. Okay, so we'll just get out, check out our allies here. And I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to put Paviter back into play. Okay. And then use his ability to remove 1 threat from that scheme right there. And then he's going to attack and finish off Red Skull for 1 point. All right. And then we might as well look to see about 3 different resources to get rid of this. Okay, so let's wait on that 1 point just for that. Okay, so let's see. So we have a physical, an energy, and mental. And there we go. We got rid of this attachment on top of that. So an even cleaner victory when he attacks and does that final point of damage. All right, that's the game. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Hope I didn't make too many mistakes there. I'll find out when I watch the recording. And you guys have a good one.